We're back with a 1 month garden update, and we cannot wait to show you how much all of our plants have grown.
Okay, over here we've got our Amish paste tomatoes. They're already growing. There's a few tomatoes growing up the vine already, and they're about the height of the trellis, as you can see if we take a step back here. They're growing away, and on just the left of that, or the right side of our box, we've got these rose tomatoes, and as you can see, there's a few clusters of them already. These guys are heirloom tomatoes. They're going to grow anywhere between 1 to 3 pounds per fruit. They're going to be kind of like a purple-red color. Now, over here on the left side of our box, you can already see there's a bunch of them. These are new girl tomatoes, which is kind of it's just a different type of early girl tomato. Wanted to try that out. We've done early girls in the past. But as you can see, there's a red tomato deep inside. This is an early season tomato, if I didn't mention that already. And we just plucked one this morning, in fact. It's looking good. Probably be a delicious tomato later. But moving onward, over here we have our Rocky tomatoes, which this is another paste tomato. So very, very similar to a Roma tomato, but it's essentially just a much larger version. You can see they look like an elongated bean. Pretty funny looking tomatoes. And then in the back here we've got a Chef's Bicolor heirloom tomato. I believe they're Chef's Bicolor, but they're going to turn orange, and they're actually a late season tomato, but they're going to be big and super delicious. Really looking forward to these guys later in the season.
And over here we have our cucumber plant. Again, this is the first year that we've ever planted cucumbers, so we're really excited about it. It's already flowering a ton and is almost up to the trellis, which is the goal. So we hope that it continues to grow and we get lots of cucumbers this year for pickling. And then our onion garden has just really taken off. We have already harvested, I want to say, about 5 to 7 onions for cooking and on top of our burgers and salads, and they are so sweet and so flavorful, they don't even compare to store-bought onions. So I'm really glad that this year we planted so many more onions, because last year we planted about 30 and we ate them so quickly. This year we'll at least have more to get us through the summer and fall, and hopefully even the winter. So we'll be storing them once we do our final harvest. But they are already growing so big, they no longer all fit in the palm of my hand. And they just have made our meals so much more fresh and, again, flavorful. So we've harvested a lot of those, and then we also have a cherry tomato variety here. They're not doing quite as well as the other tomatoes this year, but they are still producing, and we are grateful for that. Our roses came and went. There were beautiful white roses and pink roses. We got to pick a few, and they are just still so beautiful. My porch basil plant was doing so well that I ended up trimming some of the basil to use as arrangements on my dining room table and in my kitchen, just so that I had something fresh but wasn't going out picking flowers that were just gonna die. And this basil is about 3 weeks old, and it has grown roots, really large roots. And so after 3 weeks, it's still looking so fresh, perhaps even fresher than my porch basil plant. But I decided to plant them individually into my planter box to see if it will continue to grow and turn into a nice big bush of basil plant. So remember in my garden setup video, I talked a little bit about squirrels coming onto the patio and mixing up all my seeds. They actually brought in a few other seeds of weeds, and so this is just me plucking them out to make more space for my basil plant. It's interesting that the squirrels were able to bring up so many varieties of weeds throughout the last month, because I've plucked out a handful of different weeds that all look just so wildly different from one another. So I'm hoping that there will be not too many weeds or squirrels in my garden from now on. My green onion plant also is doing really well. All of those in the front are green onions, and I haven't harvested any of them yet, but they're looking really good so far. Thanks for watching our garden update. We will be back in about a month to do our next one. Please like this video if you enjoyed watching and subscribe for more home, lifestyle, and gardening content. See you next time.